I had no idea where to start. And so I'm going to read you the play-by-play of a hockey game. He has made a slight change. Instead of the names of the hockey players, this is an actual play-by-play, he has put in their place the birth dates, not the year, but the month and the day. Are you ready? Here we go. March 11 starts around one side of the Tigers' net, leaving the puck for his teammate January 4, who passes it to January 22, who flips it back to March 12, who shoots point blank at the Tigers' goalie April 27. April 27 blocks the shot, but it's rebounded by Vancouver's March 6. He shoots. Medicine Hat defenseman February 9 and February 14 dive to block the puck, while January 10 looks on helplessly. March 6 scores. Second period. Medicine Hat's turn. The Tigers scoring leader, January 21, charges down the right side of the ice. He stops and circles, eluding the Vancouver defenseman, February 15. January 21 then deftly passes the puck to his teammate, December 20. Whoa, what's he doing out there? Who shrugs off the on-rushing defender, May 17, and slides a cross-crease pass back to January 21. He shoots. Vancouver defenseman, March 12, dives, trying to block the shot. Vancouver's goalie, March 19, lunges helplessly. January 21 scores. He raises his hands in triumph. His teammate, May 2nd, jumps on his back with joy. Notice anything? All the birthdays and months were early in the year. Now, here's the question. Why are all of the best hockey players born in January and February and March? And the answer is the best hockey players have spent 10,000 hours playing hockey. The people that are not quite as good didn't spend that much. How do you spend 10,000 hours playing hockey? Well, when you're in the first or second grade starting out, if you are bigger and stronger and faster, then you are chosen for the better team. And because you're chosen for the better team, you have a more serious coach. And you have rabid parents. And you go to every practice. And you go to every game. And by the time you've played about 3 or 4 years, you've already had more than 2 or 3 times more time on the hockey rink than you did if you were chosen for the lesser teams. Here's the fact. The second best soccer team in the world at the junior level, the Czech Republic soccer team, 21 players. 13 out of 21 born in January, February. 19 born June or before, 2 born after. Take a look at your handout. Go to the second page. We're going to go back to the first page pretty quick. Look at the definition of outlier just under the box. Outlier, noun, something that is situated away from or classed differently from a main or related body. A statistical observation that is markedly different in value from the others of the sample. This book is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It is subtitled The Story of Success. When it first hit Amazon, before it was shipped, it had a different subtitle, Why Some Succeed and Others Don't. He changed the subtitle to The Story of Success. It is, okay, Carl said we don't do editorial comments. For the decade plus that we've done the First Friday Book Synopsis, I've been saying for a long time that the best book I read was The Creative Habit by Twyla Tharp, who was just given a Kennedy Center honor. This one replaces it. This one I could not put down. I have read it twice. I've ordered my own copy because I'm mad that somebody gets this copy. I have read it and reread it, and I have pondered it and repondered it. I've started doing my own checking. Check Wayne Gretzky's birth date. Just check that. And it's really fascinating. And what Malcolm Gladwell does, and by the way, admittedly, he takes ideas from other people. The 10,000-hour rule is not his. He brings together findings from sociologists and other people, but he is the best storyteller in print. He is a remarkable storyteller. And as you read this book, and the synopsis is difficult because of this, it is the stories out of which we take some principles. Now look at the front of the handout. I'm only going to read a few of these quotes, but let's look at a few of them. The second quote, Canadian hockey is a meritocracy. But the fact is, the earlier you're born in the year, you see, when you're in the first grade, and if you're born in January and February, you are a lot bigger and stronger proportionally than you are if you're born in November or December. And because you're picked the first time, then it keeps adding up. Next paragraph, you can't buy your way into major junior A hockey. Players are judged on their own performance, not on anybody else's, and on their basis of their ability, not on some other arbitrary fact. Or are they? This is a book about outliers, about men and women who do things that are out of the ordinary. I've tried to put in the boxes what I think are the most important quotes. Let me read the first one. When Jeb Bush ran for governor of Florida, he repeatedly referred to himself as a self-made man. And it is a measure of how deeply we associate success with the efforts of the individual that few batted an eye at that description. Well, Gladwell says that's ridiculous. He was not a self-made man. In Outliers, I want to convince you that these kinds of personal explanations of success don't work. People don't rise from nothing. We do owe something to parentage and patronage. Successful people, in fact, are invariably the beneficiaries of hidden advantages and extraordinary opportunities and cultural legacies that allow them to learn and work hard and make sense of the world in ways that others cannot. The next box. Most parents, one suspects, this is now the first real-world concern that's really something, think that whatever disadvantage a younger child faces in kindergarten eventually goes away. But it doesn't. The small initial advantage that the child born in the early part of the year has over the child born at the end of the year persists. It locks children into patterns of achievement and underachievement, encouragement and discouragement that stretch on and on for years. I speak monthly at an event called the Urban Engagement Book Club, and the one thing I have come to understand about poverty is starting place really matters. Starting place really matters. The next quote. Think for a moment about what the story of hockey and early birthdays says about success. It tells us that our notion that it is the best and the brightest who effortlessly rise to the top is much too simplistic. It's the Matthew effect. And in case you don't remember from the book of Matthew, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. In other words, if you got a lot, you get more. If you don't have much, it gets taken away. Go read the parable of the talents to understand that.